Welcome back to the channel. I was thinking maybe we can add some sound deadening to the truck. Do a little experiment, see how much of a difference it makes. Then once we're done with the driving and taking the baseline measurements, I'll come back, do a before and after just on one door with a little bit of the knock test on the outside and around it. Install the Kilmat sound deadening material, put the door panel, and before I put the door panel on, do another knock test. Open and shut the door, see what kind of difference we feel in there as far as the thump and how firmly it's closing and how much rattling there is. We'll get all of that before and after done. Then we'll do all four doors and take a drive, take some more sound measurements and see how much of a difference it's made. This is the decibel meter I'm going to be using. I'll put a link down in the description if you want to get your own. It was only 19 bucks on Amazon. It's made by Bafx products, part number Bafx 3370. Very basic, just powers on, give you a minimum and a maximum reading, and that's it. There's not much to it, not very fancy, but for my purposes of this test, it's gonna work out perfectly. And one more thing to share with you guys, I lost a really close childhood friend of mine today. He's about the same age as I am. I'm in my early 40s. And I haven't seen him or talked to him in many years. I talked to a few friends of mine this evening, and we shared some old stories. Talked about the younger days when we all used to hang out, get into all sorts of trouble, and how we should probably all not be alive today, but that's life. I encourage all of you to hug your loved ones, call your friends, call your family, tie up those loose ends, put the grudges behind you, and don't forget we're not invincible, even though we like to think we are. As you can see, it's dark outside. It's nighttime. It's about 9 p.m. So I'm gonna have to do my best here to get the shots of the gauge, the sound gauge, and everything on the inside of the truck, with it being dark outside. So bear with me. I'm just getting out of the neighborhood. I'm only doing about 20 right now. As you can see on the speedo there, I'm gonna make my way over to the highway. And once we get there, we'll do some tests on the feeder road at lower speeds, and then some tests on the highway at slightly higher speeds. So it'll be interesting to see how much of a difference the door panel sound deadening makes and how much of that noise makes its way through the cabin, because I think a lot of it is making its way through the bottom of the truck and maybe the wheel well areas. So we'll see. This test should tell us quite a bit on how much improvement is made by the sound deadening. Now we're sitting at an intersection at idle. You can see it's hovering right around 67 decibels. And here we are again at idle. Now that we've got all our sound measurements for the baseline, let's get started on installing sound deadening on our first door panel, then we'll get around to the rest. If you're going to be able to hear the difference or not, this is the rear driver's door without any sound deadening. This is the rear passenger door with sound deadening. driver's side front door without sound deadening. This is the passenger side front door with sound deadening. I can tell you that in person, I can tell a pretty big difference between these two doors that do have sound deadening and then the other side on the driver's side that do not have sound deadening. There's a lot more of a metallic clunk on those two doors, and there's a little bit of reverberation on those other two doors as they shut. So I finally got all of the door insulation done. The Kilmat 80 mil sound deadening material on those two doors, driver's side door, driver's side rear door. And then if you remember on some of the previous videos, when I had this headliner out, I used the, what was it, the 394 mil closed cell sound deadening material on the roof. And I did take sound measurements that I did before any of that sound deadening was done. It was at nighttime, so it might look dark in that part of the video. And now I've got my decibel meter, and we're gonna take some sound measurements again after all of this stuff has been done. Let's see how it sounds and compare the two. Here is idle speed. $40 miles an hour. $50 miles an hour. $55 miles per hour. $60 miles per hour. Well, as you can see from the results, it is a noticeable difference, and it's also a measurable difference. When it comes to the actual decibels, the decibel numbers, it's about a 4% drop before versus after. And if you know anything about decibels, the actual sound pressure difference, when you have a 4% drop in decibels, the actual sound pressure, what you're hearing in your ears, is more than a 4% drop. So it is very noticeable. In person, I can tell you that before and after the door and roof insulation, it is a much more comfortable drive when it comes to the noise level in the vehicle, especially when you get up past about 40, 45 miles per hour. That's when I notice it the most. Even at idle, sitting at a light or in the driveway, I can definitely tell the difference. If I do get extra time, I will pull the dog box, which is the entire center console that sits over the section in between the driver and the passenger. Underneath that is where the motor and the transmission and everything are, and I will insulate that as well. Not 100% sure if I'll get to it or not, but if I do, I will definitely post before and after results of the sound levels once I do that. In my 04 Hummer, there is flooring that is some sort of sound deadening, adhesive, rubber type material, weatherproof material that's on the floors, but there's not any carpet. I may get carpet for it if I keep this thing for a while, or may not. I'm not sure if that'll make a huge difference or not, but carpet's generally a sound deadening material as well. So if I do ever get the carpet in the truck, I'll do some before and after measurements on the sound levels then as well. In the meantime, I think I'm about done with the H1 projects. It's driving fantastic. It's working really well. I'm using it as my daily driver. I don't drive a whole lot. And it's enjoyable. It's not the most comfortable vehicle in the world, but it is a blast driving it. It's fun getting all the looks. It's fun seeing people get out their cameras and their cell phones and take pictures and video as they see me driving past them, or I should say them driving past me. This thing is not very fast. And overall, just getting the reactions every time it stops somewhere or it's parked somewhere. It's a blast to drive. I don't think it's a long-term vehicle that I'll keep, at least not as a daily driver. As far as how long I'll keep it in the fleet here, who knows? Might stick around for a while, it might not, we'll see. In the meantime, I have gotten a little bit more work done on the 1997 FZJ80 Land Cruiser. I know a lot of you guys are waiting to see progress on that. I do have some video footage that I've been collecting and a little bit of progress made here and there. I will definitely be posting updates on that project here in the coming weeks. And one more thing to share with you guys, I lost a really close childhood friend of mine today. He's about the same age as I am. I'm in my early 40s. And I haven't seen him or talked to him in many years. I talked to a few friends of mine this evening, and we shared some old stories. Talked about the younger days when we all used to hang out, get into all sorts of trouble, and how we should probably all not be alive today, but that's life. I encourage all of you to hug your loved ones, call your friends, call your family. Tie up those loose ends, put the grudges behind you, and don't forget we're not invincible, even though we like to think we are. I love all of you guys. God bless you. Good night. See you next time.